Hi, and thanks for being here with us at Rose Quartz Mediumship. This is our March 2024 tarot reading to give us a little insight into the month of March. I will tell you that we just recorded this one time, and as it was recording, there was no audio. And there's always a message for me in how things go when we're recording content. And so you might find that something happens in the month of March where you feel like you have to redo something. You feel like something that you've already started and it feels really good and it feels aligned, and you don't understand why there's a reset or a redo of the situation. If that happens to you in the month of March, recognize that it's giving you the opportunity to be more authentically and deeply you. And so instead of getting frustrated with that restart, with that redo, with that need to restart something in your reality, recognize that it's an opportunity for you to be in deeper alignment and to be more authentic. The first time that we recorded this, one of the things that I was talking about is that we might end up feeling in the month of March like we don't have enough space. Like we might feel a little bit of a contraction, constricted, restricted, like life might feel a little bit like it's kind of closing in on us in the month of March. And the one thing that I will say about that, if you're somebody who ends up experiencing that kind of sensation, whether it be that maybe stuff with the kids or stuff with work or stuff in your reality feels like it's just overwhelming, like it's just kind of coming in on you, recognize that you always have the ability to create space somewhere. And so instead of focusing on the places in your life where you're feeling very restricted, maybe start looking at where you can create space inside of the spaces that you feel constricted, that you feel restricted, that if you feel limited or kind of like you don't have freedom. Recognize that there is always a way to create some freedom for yourself. There's always a way to create some space for yourself. And so instead of bringing your awareness or your attention to that constriction or restriction, maybe bring it to how do I create freedom? How do I create space? All right, so our manifesting card, we are going to start with the manifesting this month. For whatever reason, that feels like it's what wants to come out of me first, is manifesting. And so the card that we got this month is Make Time for Self-Love. And I just have to say that I love the fact that this is the card that just came out. We recently ran a self-love workshop and we offered it at 90% discount in the month of February in honor of self-love around Valentine's Day. And if you missed out on that, and if that's something that you want to partake in, you want the 90% discount, email us and we will honor that with you. I absolutely love the fact that that's the manifesting card. When we really manifest from a place of self-love, when we're doing something from a place of love rather than a place of desperation or desire or need or necessity, it is a very different vibration. I'm taking a course right now, and in that course, the instructor talks about the difference of doing something from the energy of not enough versus doing something from the space of there will always be enough. Right? Oftentimes when we're manifesting or when we're working towards something, it's actually coming from a place of not enough. I want this because I don't have enough. It's like sometimes we do stuff from a place of not wanting to lose. I don't want to lose. It's not coming from a place of wanting to win. It's coming from a place of not wanting to lose. Those are very different energies to be creating from. Those are very different energies to be sitting in. Those are very different energies to be manifesting from. And so I think oftentimes our manifestations is where the focus is, but take a step back and ask yourself the root of what is creating the desire for the manifestation. What is that energy? What are you sitting in that space? And if you want to adjust that space, it's going to adjust the way that you manifest. And so just recognize that the place that you're sitting in, the energy that you're sitting in as you're stepping into manifestation is just as important as the actual focus of the manifestation itself. And so it's a piece that I think is oftentimes missed. And I can tell you I've missed it for sure when I've been looking at manifesting. Oftentimes I'm manifesting from a place of scarcity instead of manifesting from a place of abundance. And so just play with that a little bit if you feel drawn to playing with that. All right. So in the month of March, we might be dealing with a little bit of unsettledness. We might be dealing with a little bit of sadness. We might be dealing with a little bit of depression or anxiety. And this is what I will tell you. Don't push that away. Our culture is in a place where we push emotions that we don't enjoy away. And one thing that I will tell you is that emotions love to be felt. And so the more that we can feel our feelings and allow them in fully, give them permission to be exactly what they are, give those emotions permission to be here. They're allowed to be in us. Oftentimes, that's what helps them to release. And so allow yourself to feel your feelings. Give yourself permission to feel them. Have the right support in place to do that. If you are feeling sad, make sure that you have support in place. And then feel that sadness. Feel it. And you might be amazed at what happens when you allow yourself to feel your emotions fully. All right, we might feel like things are not necessarily going the way that we want them to go. We might feel like in the month of March, there's something that doesn't feel fair, that doesn't feel justified. It doesn't feel like it matches. And what I will tell you is the sensation that I'm getting and the message that I'm getting is it might not be. It might not feel like justice. It might not feel fair. It might not feel balanced to you in the moment. And what I will tell you is that the sensation that I'm getting really intensely is that in the moment it might not make sense. But in the long term, whatever this thing is that happens in March that doesn't feel fair to you, it's going to be in your favor. It is going to work out in your highest and best interest, even though in the month of March it might not feel like that. And what I will tell you is that I think that this thing that might happen for some of us in the month of March that feels unfair or not justified, it might be a little bit before the justice or the balance comes into balance. That might be something that takes a couple of months. But what I will say is that I do believe that it will happen. In the month of March, we may see a desire to move. And that desire might be a literal one or a figurative one. And what I will say is that I feel like there might be some resistance. There might be some energetic resistance that happens for us around this movement, whether it's figurative or whether it's literal. And if you can be with the resistance, if you can truly get brutally honest with yourself about where that resistance is coming from and feel it fully, it is going to allow you the ability to move figuratively or literally, move in the direction that feels authentic, in the direction that feels aligned, in the direction that feels like the pathway for you in life. And so if you are feeling resistance about figurative or literal movement in your reality, be with the resistance. Don't push it away. Feel it. Allow it to be there. Give it permission to be there and feel it and be with it so that you can work through it. Because that movement, that shift that's trying to come out of you is into alignment. And the resistance, don't be upset with the resistance. It's only there to protect you. It's only there to love you. And it thinks that it's doing that. And so love it back. Love it so deeply that you're willing to be with it and see what happens to that resistance. And then our last card is going to come from the Mystical Oracle Shaman deck. Nope, Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. We'll try that again. And we'll see what card wants to come out of that deck for us here in the month of March. I will tell you that right now, what is coming up for me is a reminder to not be afraid to laugh at yourself. Life is funny. We do funny things as humans. Allow yourself to laugh at yourself. Allow yourself to play and allow yourself to have joy. All right, let's see the card. Middle World. Oof, this card is glorious, guys. First of all, it's literally beautiful. And then also the message is beautiful. So I'm going to read this to you. I always read this deck mostly because it feels really deep. And it feels like they nailed it when they did this deck, when they made this deck. The individuals who made this deck, in my opinion, did a phenomenal job. And it feels to me like I want you to hear the message that comes directly from them. So the middle world, the essence, the middle world is the realm of day-to-day reality and the playground of the living. It is the present moment where everything is happening, yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is the mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle realm, heaven and earth support everything. When things are not, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. The invitation. The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable to your undertaking. Do not hesitate. Move forward, as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right. So be expedient, but mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground. And what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now. I love that it's looping back in our manifestation card around love. Do not try to correct in the earth what needs to be corrected in the heavens. The resources to support the change or endeavor you are considering are not readily available to you yet. It is so important to ask for help from the invisible realms, from helpers in the upper world. For now, wait. I think that we so appreciate you being here with us at Rose Quartz Mediumship. And if you enjoyed this content, feel free to check out our podcasts and our blog posts as well.